Well, good morning everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This morning I'd like to do a review and give some tips on the Snugpack jungle hammock with built-in bug net. So stick around, we'll be right back. Well guys, I have to give this a 2 thumbs up because it's far superior to me than sleeping on the hard ground. Plus you're up off the ground, away from bugs, snakes, anything of that nature. And once you get at my age, you want to get off the ground. It's hard getting up and off. This is definitely a very well made hammock. This particular hammock is made by Snugpack. It's the jungle version. And it of course has the built-in bug net, and that is the advantage to me. I love it. And I have to give it again a very high rating. Now, you'll pardon me, I have my little book here that has all the facts on it because I'm forgetful sometimes. But this particular hammock is rated about 300 pounds. So that's good for me. And I've had no problems. I went out one time. I already have a YouTube video where I went down to the Birkhead wilderness and set up. So if you haven't seen that video, check back into that, and it gives you some information on how long it takes to set up. I had a time-lapse video. But some other things here I'd like to point out. This particular hammock in its present configuration is 27.6 ounces. Now that comes with a set of straps that are made basically out of paracord. As you can see, I'm using this here to hold up the bug net, but they're paracord. I recommend going and getting a set of straps. Now I don't know if you can see those because I've got this on wide angle. I think you can, but these straps are much superior to these paracords, and I think if you're like me, you'd like to have that extra security of that extra strong strap material. These will work. These paracords will work. Now those straps add an extra 11.5 ounces. So really, to me, it's worth the extra weight. Now there's a couple of things that I want to point out. This comes with some steel carabiners down here on the end. I think they weigh around 2 ounces. I've weighed them. Now this this is actually a climbing carabiner. This I bought to replace them with, but this actually weighs 2.2 ounces. Now I also have a smaller one on this side, which is really a little too small. So if you want to cut your weight a little to get rid of those steel carabiners, you can go online or go to a hiking or a rappelling shop and try to find a size that's kind of halfway between. You don't want some that's a carabiner that's so wimpy, but this one is overdue. This is overkill, and it's even heavier than the steel ones. So that's something you could do. Now second of all, if you watch my video down at Birkhead, you've seen that I have a little trick. I do not run this cord at the top. I do not run that through these loops. What I've done is I have bought some of this strips. These are 8-inch strips that you can get at the Walmart or wherever, hardware store. They're Velcro. And what you can do is pass this loop, or pass the Velcro through the loop and create a little loop, and use that to tack that up with at the top. You see what I'm saying? Now the reason that you do that is that there's something about this hammock. If people tie this ridge line too high, let's say the ridge line was up here, and I had this ridge line run through these loops, when I got in it, it's going to really pull down, and as you can see, it's already pulling these, and it's been known to rip out your bug net. So to prevent that, I've got this little Velcro, and if it gets too rough, it should just pull loose instead of ripping your bug line. It should just pull loose like that. So that's a little safeguard that I felt like that I wanted to use on my bug net. Now there's something else that I want to point out. It of course has the carry pouch sewn on, which is very nice. You just put everything in here and zip it up and you're ready to go. But another thing, you could put stuff in here at night. And also, if you can see, this has got a couple of really nice pockets sewn in up here in the bug net. So when you're in here, this is going to come down lower. And you're not going to have a problem with this bug net being in your face. Just make the bug net, make sure that the ridge line is not too high. Keep it, as you can see, it's enough room. Once I get in it, I can sit in, and then that bug net's going to stay high. Now there's a couple other things that I recommend. Now what I've done is I've tied some paracord on the end of these zippers. Now if you've ever been in a hammock at night, you're going to play hell trying to reach up. Let's say your head's up here and your feet's down there. You're going to play hell trying to get a hold of that zipper. So what you can do inside, you're in here, you can use this to pull it back up from down there. And you can do the same here. So I've got two of them. Now there's another little feature that I added. And I'm not all that smart, but I could figure this out. Once you go camping one time in a hammock, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I do recommend this hammock highly. I've tied some, what I've done is I've created a loop, and this loop goes down to the ground. You say, what's all this extra paracord he's got hanging? Well, what's going on? Well, down at the end, I've got another carabiner, and what you could do is you could tie a bag onto this at night, maybe have more, maybe have flashlight in it, a drink, 3 or 4 items that you may need at night. So you could have that laying setting on the ground, and let's say you want to, it's 3 in the morning, you need something out of that bag. You just open up your zipper, reach out, you could grab both of them or grab one and just start pulling that cord up, and next thing you know, you're going to have that bag in your hand in the hammock with whatever you need. So you've got extra here, you've got extra storage here, you've got storage inside, and a lot of times you can just put some things above your head, maybe in a bag, and put it above your head once you're in the hammock. So there's a lot of storage ideas with something like this. But I thought you might be interested to see this little idea. This little cord adds a little feature, and not only can you use that cord to pull on once you're inside that hammock and you're ready to close the bug net, you just pull it. Once it gets close enough, you can just pull it on in. I do have these paracords outside, so they're not going to be inside when you're laying inside or whatever. One last thing that I'd like to point out, in the cooler temperatures, your backside's going to get chilly in here. And a lot of times people will carry their ground mat, which is fine, but let me assure you that that ground mat is going to slip, slide. You're going to have a HE-double-L of a time with that ground mat. Now once it gets warms up a little bit this month, next month is June, July, August, you won't need that. But when it's a little bit cooler, you're going to need something. And what I've done is I went and spent and bought a underquilt, which is a polyester. Not expensive. These underquilts can be extremely expensive, but the one I bought was rated for, I think, 50 degrees. So I think that'll be fine. But anyway, I just thought I'd bring you some of these tips today. I went out and set up out here in the woods. It's a beautiful day, and I felt like it'd be a great day to do a little review and maybe give you these tips on the Snugpack Jungle Hammock. It's a wonderful item. the best feature is it has this built-in bug net. Be very careful though, make sure about the ridge line. You don't want it too high. And if you're careful, you won't have to have these Velcro attachments. But I just thought that would work. Somebody also gave an idea using maybe some clothespins or something. But I thought about that. But if you had a clothespin sticking up here and you want to put a tarp over it, well, you know what's going to happen to the clothespins then. So now if I want to put a tarp, I just put the tarp over, tie it out in 4 points, tie it out here to the tree, and I'm ready to go. So anyway, folks, I appreciate you stopping by. That's about it for now. And I thank you for coming by the channel and supporting me and all that kind of stuff. And I invite you back real soon. And as always, I'd like to tell you to take care. Oh boy, this is the life. And hey, if you want to use it like a sofa, just disconnect your bug net from your ridge line and turn the hammock upside down, let the bug net hang underneath you, and relax. And that's what I'm going to do. Take care.